my butt. Suck my butt.
How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Suck my balls.
ladies and gentlemen,
Suck my balls. Suck my
welcome
balls.
back
Suck my balls.
to another edition
Suck my balls.
of SMB. SMB.
Suck my balls.
My balls. Stick my balls.
Suck my balls.
We're back. We're stoked. We're yoked. We're choked. We're back. We're ready to get down with you and talk about some more South Park. And we ain't gonna jizz all over that screen. So
That's right, Matt.
and I jizz all over your screen. All right, there's no spooky ghost here. But this is Overlogging. It is the 6th episode of season 12, the 173rd overall episode of South Park. It is SMB number 176, son. Number 176, boy.
Boy,
Tell you a story.
boy.
We're going to tell you a story. But before we tell you that story, I want to introduce my co-host. By God, ladies and gentlemen, this man,
Man,
he solicits those pics.
man,
Your clicks.
man.
He's the man that gets shit out there, and people are like, "What's going on there? I like your stuff. I'm gonna fucking copy it." But he doesn't give a fuck because he keeps pushing on. Director, writer, producer, Derby, City, Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, Dane Backer.
Let me tell you how Dane Becker is doing. Dane Becker is doing great today, Matt, because we have a show coming up May 28th on Sunday. And you know what? You're asking, Dane. There's an AEW pay-per-view there. And I'm like, boo freakity who. But guess what? We're opening early and ending the same time as usual. But you know what? When you open earlier, you leave earlier. And guess what? We're going to give you an hour ahead of the pay-per-view so you can come to your house. You can go to the nearest bar or possibly, Matt, and we haven't announced this, possibly to the DCW watch party for the AEW pay-per-view.
Where's
Details.
Where's the
coming
AEW
soon.
pay-per-view at in general?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure. I thought
Which one is that?
I thought it was in the same town. I thought it was in the same town or something.
Nah.
If it was, I was like, that's going to be cool. But it's not. That's fine.
Nah, just the wrestling fans. We don't want them to not come.
Monday. Well, no, I was going to say that you could play off of it, right? Come to our show and then go to that show. Cause
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a watch party going.
Go to
on.
their watch party, motherfuckers.
Yeah, so our customers really just
If you're
follow
in
through.
Kentucky and you're going to watch the AEW fucking show and you don't go to this fucking man's watch party and you listen to this podcast.
Free. It's free. And it'll have DCW stars, locations, and details to come. Matthew, what do we got today?
If you don't fucking go to that watch party, this face that you see right now.
Swear to God. I swear to God.
This face you see right here on the YouTube. This face that you're this audio you're listening to.
His face? It's not my face.
I'm gonna fucking hunt you. All right? So you didn't go to that show. Go to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another edition. This is called Overlogging. I'm your host in the heat, and I can't be beat. I'm your guy who's high with the areas. Try your boy, MSG. You can go check us out as a podcast. Linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. SouthParkPod on all outlets. Add an S if you want to check it out on that Twitter. Go on that cast. Put a full, motion.
Saucy.
Get it all together. South Park Podcast on Instagram.
Vogue it.
And you can also check us out on YouTube by hitting that like and subscribe button. I'm just saying, you might want to do that.
Do it, please.
Overlogging. Here we go. We're going to talk about the episode. We're going to fly through this episode because, ladies and gentlemen, I got some stuff to lay down on you. It's not my favorite episode. But the citizens of South Park wake up and find out the internet is gone. Randy hears there may still be some internet out in California. And he packs up his family and heads west.
Heads west, he does, Matthew. Heads
Okay,
west.
here's what happens. Stan, Shelly, and Randy basically are about to go to bed. And they're just as they're about to use the internet, Sharon comes in
Sharon.
and she forces them all to go to bed because she obviously is under the belief that they've been using too much internet.
And she's right. I do that too.
I mean, it's true. It happens.
Everyone does, man. I mean, honestly, when you have the entire world at your fingertips, I can't even blame you. It's better than a newspaper, and everyone used to carry around those.
So they all go to bed.
Yep.
And as they switch their computers on the next day, and they try to load up the internet, they receive a message telling them that their internet is not working.
You don't ever want to see that screen, man. When you go to google.com just to test it a little, just to test it, and you can't reach it, you get the white screen with the text that you don't even read because you're heartbroken already.
You know, here's the first thing I do if I wake up and I see that. First thing I do is I just turn my Wi-Fi off because I want to, because, you know, you got to check your phone data then, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then if you don't have internet, then there would be something to be worried about.
That's right. Matt's a genius, everybody. Captain Hindsight, everyone.
If you don't fucking, if your cell service is gone, now you know we're in some end of day shit.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. And I've read Stephen King's Cell at least 9 different times in my life. So I am ready for when cell phones go down, that or they turn us into extremely violent zombie fights.
Well, the second thing you'd have to do at that point is you would want to go ahead and pull out your digital box and rabbit ears. If you don't have those, you need to get that. At least have that on the back burner, okay? You don't have to use them, but throw it in a box somewhere in your fucking house. That way,
back burner.
Got that shit in the back burner, so that way if something
back burner,
you pull out the fucking rabbit ear converter to digital box, put that box in your back of your fucking TV, and that way you hook it up so you can go to the local broadcast.
Grannies out there, even the millennials, Matthew is right. You cannot survive on that digital box that they gave you back in the day. You know, you could trade it in at Walgreens. Now everybody has them. They're in your TVs. But guys, even the ones in the TVs are still digital. So you need a pair of rabbit ears. That, or you can go full Joaquin Phoenix and Signs and foil it up.
Well, because the problem is, if, like as you mentioned, even if you're watching like on Pluto or Tubi, whatever you're watching, YouTube, you're still using the internet. So if the internet goes down, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to hook up the stupid little converter box that hooks up to your rabbit ears. So that way you can get the fucking, you can download the satellite image through into the converter box, and then it'll display on your television. So, let's go ahead and hear, well, as we mentioned, after the internet is not working, we're going to jump into a clip now of Stan, Shelly, and Randy talking about what's going to happen here. Let's check it out. When the internet is alive.
Stan's got that WoW playing stance.
Yahoo!
He's locked into it.
Now,
Matthew, it said Yoo-hoo.
Oh, this one missed at YouTube there. Y-O-U-T-ube. They spelled it there.
Yeah. Big space in the middle. Maybe that's
Shelly off the internet.
Or I think it was. Oh, yeah,
Mom, I'm eye-catting with
Sadie Dakota. That's amazing.
Now,
And she's a
Shelly.
horse girl. This just makes sense.
Why do you hate me?
I'm eye-chatting with my boyfriend from Montana.
Randy off the
I love
internet.
Randy. No.
No, come on, leave me alone.
No, mister, it's time for night-night.
But Sharon, I got stuff to do. I got to see my credit rating, and I got to send an email to Nelson and check out Foley's vacation
Trey's
photos.
dad was the greatest
Don't have
dad
to
in
do all that
Colorado.
now. You can do one more thing, and then it's bedtime.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Dude, that door is obviously unlocked. What in the fuck are you thinking? Yeah. What's with these dude, like small town, like people got to keep in mind these are small town guys. That's why they like film each other's bushes and like everyone's
nothing
just
to do.
repressed
Got
and
nothing to do.
weird. Yeah, it's a small town, dude. They're all like that. Come here, boy.
Come here, boy. So, as you heard there, now the next day the panic is going to take over as they rush over to Broflowski's house when they find out they don't have internet. Gerald and Sheila welcome them in, alarmed that the Marshes have no internet. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry for you. We have
Oh my God.
They're like, we have plenty of internet. You can come in. And Randy's like, can I just like be alone in like your bathroom or whatever it is for a couple minutes? So trying to get onto Kyle's computer, Stan discovers, by God, he has no internet either.
He has no internet, man.
And then that's when everyone in town discovers that they all have no internet. It becomes a nationwide event. Even the television broadcasters unable to deliver any news because there is no internet.
No internet, Matthew.
Because basically the joke there meaning they've relied so much on internet now that they have no way to create news, I guess, in that, because obviously
Internet now.
they're still broadcasting, right, on the television.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the internet. And you're right, you know, we were talking about satellite images earlier. If you had cable, too, that's another thing. If you have cable directly into your house, you don't have to worry about fucking your internet dying and you not being able to use it. So there is that.
Yeah. And I don't know what Dish would be like. They go to satellites, but those satellites just come from other satellites. So that's got to be
Bouncing off satellites.
Yeah, that's digital. That's probably like.
Well, no, if it would still be satellites. Because satellite.
Yeah, but if the satellite on ground that projects the satellite like in like orbit what if that's fed digital information, and then they just project it?
So what it does, I used to work actually in this field too. So what it does actually is so it's really complicated, but in the simplest terms is you've got one main hub that requests the information, and then another main hub says, I would like to take that information. And then it then says, okay, here you go. And it projects the information down digitally from the plant up to the satellite. Right? Now the satellite then points it down to either another hub, or it could actually directly, potentially, they can monitor it up where it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes up to a large satellite. Now you, as the satellite homeowner, then get your satellite pointed in that direction, and it could be bounced off of another satellite, or it could be bounced off directly coming from that satellite fucking
Good Lord.
And it comes into what's called an LMB, and then that LMB transfers into the box. Now, you do have to have their proprietary digital box to transcode the information with their cards or whatever that they have. Nowadays, I don't know what it is now, but it was cards back in the day.
Cards or whatever.
It was the cards back in the day. That's how you could also get free fucking shit if you knew the satellite guy. You'd be like, "But come on, bro, just like hook me up on the card."
Yeah.
And he'd be like,
I can get Showtime and Cinemax.
You're like, all right, for $50, I'll give you everything. And you're like, sweet, $50, and he just pulls out the random card and he just leaves.
Yeah.
And
oops, I dropped this.
Okay, now you got everything but the pay-per-views. I can't give you the pay-per-views for free, but you got everything but the pay-per-views.
That's when Matt worked.
And I was like, see.
Yeah, see.
Okay, let's get back into the episode.
How do I reach these
satellites? Reach from last week's episode, yes. So Randy gathers his family as he's upset after learning that everyone in town doesn't have internet, and it's discovered that somewhere in California they still have some internet. But before we get there, let's show you what happens when the town reacts to nobody, Dane, having internet, sir. Nobody's got the internet. Here's
no
Randy.
one, man.
I like how Randy, though, he comes out of here and he pushes Stan out of the way, like, get the fuck out of the way.
Stan, I gotta use your computer.
What?
My internet's not working. I gotta use yours. And give Daddy some private time, will you?
My internet's not working either.
What?
Busting in his room to jack off.
Dad, the internet's not working.
I know that, okay?
All right, so now we're going to have him jump over here to the Broflowskis. And the Broflowskis, Gerald's reaction is just like, oh my gosh, so sorry.
Gerald, please help us.
Randy, what happened?
Our house, it has no internet.
It's like it was burned down by the Germans.
We've got nothing. It's just gone.
It's just gone.
Come in. You can use our internet until you figure out what to do.
Figure out what to do,
I'm getting on
man.
it first.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, no, you're not.
Kyle, I need to use your internet. It's not working.
What?
I've even unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Even Kyle tried some.
No, our internet can't be broken.
And you already know
I gotta
now
get the
that
attachment Larry
he
sent me last night.
understands.
Not working.
That's like the
But it has to
foreshadowing
work.
of how to
Maybe
fix
if I
this.
put your internet's
Spoiler.
not working,
Spoiler.
Gerald.
He knows the
Fix it.
secret, man.
I have to get online before school. What about Starbucks? They have free internet.
Right, Starbucks. Everyone get your stuff. We can take my car.
But then as soon as they come outside,
Hey, is your guys' internet working? No.
No,
What is
no,
this?
Matthew,
What's
please.
happening? Jesus, everyone's gonna go to Starbucks now. Everyone in the car. We have to beat them there.
you really think they're going to get to Starbucks, and that Starbucks is not
God, the whole neighborhood's
have
affected.
internet because they're just Starbucks?
Get out of the way, Peterson.
Man, that Safari screen looks too real.
Folks, there's no internet here. It's not working, I tell you.
It's not
Same
working
fucking
here.
internet.
Kids, get back in the car.
What do you
We
think,
go to the
Why do you
store.
magically think Starbucks was just gonna have fucking internet? I don't understand.
It's not
why.
working, I tell you.
There was nothing. Not one scrap of internet.
How can there be no internet anywhere? What's going on?
My
Anybody got a
God,
Blackberry? Check
my
Drudge Report.
God.
Good idea. No, wait, we can't check Drudge Report. There's no internet. There has to be a way to find out what's going on.
Now, I want to point out to the people who might be going, wait a minute, that guy just pulled out his cell phone and he couldn't check the internet. Yes, back then in 2008, while we did have phones, a lot of us didn't have the capacity to have internet on our phones like that kind of full on either pages.
Yeah.
2008, or if you did have that phone, you had it, and it was also very expensive to use the internet.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Data was seriously stupid charges.
Yeah, really bad.
Really bad.
That AT&T iPhone #1. Come on, man. Like YouTube would load in an hour. Like not that drastic, but it would take so.
Like I remember having like back in the day having like 5 gigs and thinking that was a lot and being like, yes, I got 5 gigs. And then
Yeah, 268
later,
megabytes.
it would be gone, and you're like, fuck, now I can only use my shit on my Wi-Fi. So as we mentioned earlier, Randy decides that now that there being no internet, he hears that there might be some internet out west.
Yeah.
So we're gonna head out to California.
Californee Way.
California Way, see if we can soak up some of that internet. Shelly, of course, is desperate to get back online to talk to her boyfriend, Amir.
Amir, this is the first time we're hearing of this Shelly.
Who's from Montana. She kind of mentioned him earlier in the episode. And
Montana.
And she only speaks to him with email because he's probably got horses and she loves horses and shit like that. You know?
Oh my God, man. I never fucking thought of that.
Got all horses in the background and she was talking about
Oh my God.
Montana. Yeah.
That makes sense.
On iChat. And then punches Stan every time he tries to comfort her because she speaks to him via email. Again, this is 2008. While you did have Skype was not free for like video calls. It was only
No, it also sucked.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was also terrible. It was terrible for so fucking long. Just like literally when Internet Explorer became something halfway swallowable on Edge, literally that's when it finally was not a piece of garbage.
No, you're right. It did definitely went downhill after that.
Yeah, like Yahoo Chat was like fucking better for that shit. Fucking hated Skype.
Fucking hated Skype. You're right. Skype was bad. I also remember, what's that fucking voice over IP type bullshit companies? There's always
like Ventrilo.
All his VoIP companies that would.
Yeah, I used Ventrilo for my VoIP.
I don't remember what mine was. It was a big one, but like it was international and all this shit too. It would always tell me I could make free calls, but not international calls. And I was like, well, I'm trying to talk to this hot chick in Australia. What the fuck? Anyway, let's jump here into this clip.
That's how Matt does it, everybody. That's how Matt gets his business done.
International, motherfucker.
Internationally, of course, because it's fucking, you got to add in the 80 days of the Renaissance, man.
Bro, they know when you travel across the world for them and they show up. I mean, come on. Like,
man.
I'm just saying, like, you're locked in.
Now Matt's a man.
You don't even have to try. You walk off the plane. You just fucking came halfway around the world. If you're not getting laid the next hour, I don't know what the hell's wrong.
What Matt actually said just now, everybody, is you just fucking came. And
I mean that for everybody. Like, guy or girl. If you travel halfway around the world for your lover, when you get off that fucking plane, you better get in some action. Because, like, you travel halfway across the world for that person. Come on.
I need affirmative consent.
Give me a break. I'm going to need affirmative consent here that you're going to allow me to crush your puss tonight. Thanks. Does everybody have their permission slips? I'd really like to take you back to my room and crush your puss. Very cool.
Guys, remember there's a separate one for cunnilingus. You got to fill that one out.
Right, we got threesome here or whatever.
Motherfucker, dude. Go ahead.
I don't want people to think PC stands for pussy crushing. Let's go in here. We'll jump back into the episode. And as this happens,
one of the few outside, like, bird's eye shots, not bird's eye quite, but like one of the few whole town shots we get, and it's still inaccurate.
8 days without the internet.
Tumbleweed, as if that has anything to do with the lack of internet. He's coughing.
Like he's dying.
I don't know.
Don't
I
know.
need to get on WebMD and see why I have this cough, but I can't.
No, you don't. No, it just makes it
One
worse.
of my
It just makes it
sweethearts
worse.
is
Take it
online
from me.
looking for me. He could be wondering why I don't get online with him. Maybe
He's
he
not.
thinks I'm dead.
No, he
If
doesn't.
my darling Amir gets another internet girlfriend, I'm gonna kill him. And you.
Don't do that, Stan. That's not good for Stan.
Shirley, well, stop.
Dad, you gotta do something. She's out of control.
You're right. We can't just sit here any longer.
No.
Got to pack it up and go to Californea Way.
Californea Way.
Randy, where will you go?
We're gonna head west. There's a rumor going around there might be some internet out there. So we're heading out Californee Way.
You
California.
don't know if there's any internet in California.
What
Well,
is
there certainly ain't none
California? What
here.
is this?
Look, maybe it's time you all
It just
face
makes so much
reality.
sense, but I don't know what it
Internet
is.
dried up. It could come back. Yeah, and maybe it won't. In the meantime, I got a family who needs internet right away.
I got a family and his internet. All right.
I mean, he's got the car packed up. Like, this is something, but I can't put my finger on it. And now it gets black and white. You said this is Schindler's List?
I don't know. I was just thinking it was just because like he's going into these camps, right? These internet camps.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Is there like a old drought movie or? God damn it! Can't wait to get to trivia.
I agree. So anyway, he talks to this guy here and tells him they can stay up there at the camp. He ends up playing a banjo here in black and white.
Down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad. Oh Lord, my internet done up and went away.
Where are you from, old timer?
Kansas City had me a store there, kind of computer supply store.
Computer supply.
When the internet went, the
I can
stores
believe that.
went too.
The store went
Things
out
will
of
be
business in
different
8
when we
days.
get out
That
to
does not
California.
sound like you had a
As
very
soon as we
successful
get
store,
us some
sir.
internet, we can all rest easy. Why,
You
sure.
tried to sell
Silicon
appliances
Valley.
too, but it didn't
They got
work.
the whole
8 days, Dane. 8 days it took for that internet computer supplies.
Matt, the Earth was created in less time.
I'm just saying, God damn it, what the hell's going on, son? Well, they get back on the road. They go to Silicon Valley. See, it's called the Internet Refugee Camp. Is that
Okay.
is that what they're referencing? Is they making fun of refugee camps here or something like that?
It's like there's got to be some kind of survival movie that's going on.
We'll find
in
out.
this.
If you're listening
Yeah,
to this, you're probably freaking out. But if you are, go ahead and drop your comment and let us know right here on YouTube or, send us an email.
If you're not freaking out, or if you agree with Avatar 2's sensibility as well, its grandeur, go ahead and leave a comment for both me and James Cameron.
All right, so here's what happened. After everyone in town discovered, as we mentioned, there's no internet, they went out California Way. They were driving down the road. They got to a camp. There was like $50. You heard Randy playing banjo in front of a crowd of people in black and white. As Dane mentioned, it was all in black and white. Till they finally arrive at the Internet Refugee Camp. They are all given tickets, though, to wait for a number to come up so they can use the internet. However, because of the amount of people living in the camp and the amount of hours in the day, and the amount of time,
Yep.
they're only allowed each to use the internet for 40 seconds. They can only get on the internet for 40 seconds. That's it.
Oh my God.
And unfortunately,
Oh my
it
God.
also seems like, and this is just my opinion,
Yeah.
they close it down late at night, meaning they don't have the manpower to have someone there 24 hours a day to continuous use of the internet. So because they're locking it down and they're locking it up at 10, 11 o'clock at night, whatever it ends up being, they're not allowed to get more time. That'd be an additional 8 hours in the day. That could be, maybe you get a minute or two, which you could actually do something then on the internet really quick.
Yeah. But it's got to be it's got to be rationed, Matt. I don't know how you only have a puddle of internet, but I guess it's like, well, we've only got 5 gigs.
I'm just saying I'd want to really test myself to see how. I mean, I've done this before where I've purchased things on live auction sites or on Facebook groups where I've gotten things in under 1 minute, in things fast. But I also have PayPal loaded and I have TouchPay and all that shit activated. So if you're smarter than
Too tempting.
people, if you're smarter than the stupid people, you know how to buy shit. So And you can beat the bots because you're just quick. You're like tap, 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 done. And you're like,
I mean, fucking yeah, PayPal is literally a click and then another click, and then you can spend all of your money on something.
pretty much, especially when you have it like on your fucking, like on my Mac, I can just slide or just touch and it's just done. And I'm like, thank you. And it just bling.
Appreciate that. You go ahead and have yourself a good day, man.
I have everything connected to Apple Pay. I could just touch the fucking phone on the side, click, click, boom.
Yeah, I can't be on eBay until I'm wealthy. Yeah, I can't.
I don't go on there. I'm just saying if I want to.
I can't because like I'll search shit like Evil Dead screen used, and I'll find like at one point there was Team America set pieces, like pieces of the sets in Team America, and there were some of the background puppets. The main puppets, I think they're probably at like South Park Studios or something. But the background puppets, they're like Spanish people and a couple of the French people, and all that was going on. And Matt, I have never come so close to bankruptcy in my entire life. Like if that came across my screen right now, oh my God, I'd have to mortgage my house.
Well, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about here what's going on with the news. They have no news, but they all of a sudden get really excited like animals when they see facts coming in. Oh my God, it's a fact! It's a fact! It's a fact! It's a fact! As it comes in. And then this, I think, ends up inspiring Kyle to figure out what he needs to do. And that's he's going to go find where the internet, the main hub of the United States internet, is located. So that way he can try and fix it.
Doesn't make any sense.
Of course, while this is going on, knowing that he cannot watch porn in 40 seconds, Randy sneaks into the room where the internet is hidden at night and uses the internet to watch unusual pornographic material, such as containing zoophilia and emotophilia.
No.
I had to look that up, by the way, people. And people...
Is that poo?
I think that the zoophilia was with the animals.
Animals, yeah, but what's the second one?
The emotophilia.
Is that poo?
It's
un scheiser, yeah. Whoa, that is Cartman's mom.
Well, no, it's actually worse. It's the vomit.
Oh, that's right. He doesn't do Shiza. He goes, bleh.
He's aroused.
What a piece of shit, man. All the dads in South Park are secretly, I mean, Randy's the only one that you can kind of love.
Like, in fact, I have to tell you something. Like, when I went in...
Don't admit something to me, Matt.
No. What I was going to say is when I looked it up, the hemophilia stuff like that or whatever, I had to make sure that I cleared my data on my browser after that because it was
you don't want that on your FBI.
I don't want somebody thinking I just looked that up.
Yeah.
Because then I have to trace it back to the podcast. I'd be like, well, I edited that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Please do save us all the trouble of being called scatophiles or something.
So after people outside, including the camp warden, hear Randy incredibly loud moaning during that masturbation, they break in to find Randy. Most of the room covered in his own semen.
And honestly, you know, one of the most, it's not iconic for its quality or anything like iconic, but it is because it just imprints into your mind forever.
It was a spooky ghost, as he claims.
It was ectoplasm.
However, what he did also uses up the little internet that was left. So there's a couple scenes here I want to go over.
Bitch.
We're going to show Randy trying to masturbate to cardboard.
Great.
A cardboard.
Great. Who hasn't?
People. And we're also going to show the news image.
Marilyn Manson removed his ribs for cardboard.
That's about all we know. There might be some internet still in California and parts of Florida.
He said
though
California.
We certainly still don't have any here.
What an asshole.
A fax! A fax is coming through!
Oh, no.
Fax! A fax!
Oh, yeah.
A fax!
You weren't kidding, Matt. They're literally jumping up and down.
Has sent their best people to the internet in order to repair it.
We gotta send a reporter out to the internet!
Where is the internet?
Where is the internet?
You know, if there was a real internet, I'd be like, it's probably in Switzerland.
This is like DC or something like that, probably.
Gentlemen, the president is very angry that his internet still isn't
Maybe not
working.
DC, but...
We've tried everything.
Like, it feels like all the
but the
really
internet is slow to a trickle
secret
and we
big
can't
things
get it
are in
working
Switzerland
correctly.
anyway.
Take me down below.
Well, it feels like it was the mountains, desert range. It's got to be either somewhere in the Midwest, I'm thinking.
Oh no, legitimate. Oh, like in the episode. Yeah,
Here it
this
is,
this looks like it's in the fucking like
intro.
Arizona deserts.
I was thinking like maybe like Utah.
Yeah.
It could also be
What's wrong
Colorado.
with it?
125 miles outside Salt Lake City.
I was even
It's
thinking maybe
supposed to be
Nebraska.
solid green.
Could some of those parts are pretty dry.
My God.
I good.
They have tech
See,
support.
it's a
and
giant.
The
Giant fucking router.
dancingkitty.com. Well,
Who would
wonder what
own
that
the
is.
internet?
Oh, this is ridiculous, by the way.
Click on the dancing kitty and you could win a prize.
You should just like clicking on
All right,
like
time's
fucking
up.
ads.
No, wait, I just clicked on the kitty. I got it.
Used to be me. I really thought you could get a free
It wasn't
iPod
loud
if you
enough.
clicked on enough diaper
Next,
websites.
Nelson Peter
But fuck.
T. Excuse me. I need
Sorry
to,
about the
have some
viruses,
private
Mom and Dad.
internet time.
Look, we're just trying to get by here.
I need to have some private internet time. He ends up telling this guy he needs to masturbate. And I told Dane here, I want to see this part because I believe it's funny. Some guy approaches fucking Randy in the camp and tells him that he has the ability to get him.
Ability.
Ability.
I mean, honestly, Matt, that worked.
Yeah.
That worked.
He has the ability to get him a private spot to jack off. And unfortunately for Randy, though, it's just going to be some guy drawing stick figures. So I just found it. It's the internet.
Oh,
porn
come on.
simulator.
I can't talk after this.
Whatever you want to see. Give it a try. The internet porn
Give it a
simulator.
try.
Give it a try. The internet porn simulator.
Japanese girls exchanging bodily fluids. Click.
Click.
The reason why we can show this is because of stick figures. I think it's funny.
Oh, this sucks. I can't jack off to
This is why you save stuff, guys. You can't just rely on the internet for this. You have to have some content to yourself.
Bro, I got DVDs.
Save, save, save. As long as it's legal, you fucking
I
weirdos.
got DVDs somewhere in a sleeve.
Yep, yep. Well, DVDs, I don't know about that.
Bestiality. Yeah, DVDs. Remember on your
Brazilian
game
fart fetish
consoles.
porn? Click,
Matt was
click.
like, bestiality. Yeah, DVDs.
No.
Oh, it's not gonna work.
No, this isn't gonna work.
It's weird that someone knows that you're doing that, though.
It's
Like,
just
I couldn't
not
do
the
that.
Same.
It's not even voyeuristic. It's just someone in a box.
It'd be $49.
Well, at least that part's like the internet.
It'd be $49 on your credit.
Wait, and Randy's the dumbest man ever because even in this year, like it was free. It was always free, essentially. As long as something has existed, there's free porn of it. That's like rule 99,000.
Yeah, why would you ever pay for porn?
Yeah, it's free. It's free. Randy's a moron.
I have never in my life, as a human being, paid for pornography.
Why would you?
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
Exactly.
In fact, when I worked for some satellite companies and I was able to get every channel I wanted for free, they told me, look, we're giving you every channel.
Yeah.
We're not telling you to like watch this channel, but like you probably should watch the channel so that way if a customer does ask about it, you can at least explain what the channel is. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's basically spousal murder.
So basically what you're going to see on this episode is it's called 7 Lives Exposed. There's a bunch of people pretending to be on a reality show. Really, they're not on a reality show. They're just there to fuck. And you're going to watch the show. There's fake drama, but really they're just there to fuck. That one chick, she apparently is a porn star. I don't know, but you can look her up. You might know her. Like, but look at the information. Cross-reference your porn stars. Maybe you'll see someone you like.
Literally sounds like, a more intelligent Matt Riddle ad delivery.
That's the only fucking thing I know about that show. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes and I was like, this is like a fake reality show and they just have sex.
Yeah, honestly, they've been fake, I think, since Ozzy. I think Ozzy was like the only real one since Ozzy ended. The Osbournes, that was it. That was the last. And maybe like some, obviously like Big Brother or some shit where it's like, okay, they're literally stuck here. But even those, like the F-Boy Island and shit, fake. I still watch it though. Fake.
All right, so here's what happens now. As we mentioned, Randy's going to sneak in the middle of the night because he needs to jack off.
Matt. No.
Yoo-hoo.
Finally, I'm online again. Yes. Japanese girls puke in each other's mouths.
Now, see, if he wasn't loud about it, he would have gotten away with it.
And also, yeah, volume on full.
Stupid.
But he's definitely one that has way too many fucking tabs open for
Let's see
this.
some bestiality.
Matt, no, Matt. Ah. It's bad.
Yes.
Oh, it's
Let's get some
bad.
Brazilian fart porn.
No
there.
more. No more.
Oh, that's got it. Oh,
That's got it, he says, Matt. Oh, that's got it. Oh.
What is that? Sounds like someone's being attacked by a tiger.
Oh, Tiger, what is going
Get
on?
the keys. We gotta get in there.
Get the keys. Get the keys.
What the?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Randy!
oh, there was a ghost. This ectoplasm. Did you see the ghost? It
That's
ran
the
through
best
there
he could
and
come up.
slammed me.
Honestly, that'd probably be the best anyone could come up with. How do you explain?
Oh, and he broke the.
How do you explain it,
I don't actually.
Matthew?
I would just own it. Now, first off,
You would have to.
well, first off, I'm just gonna say, not that I'm a frequent doer of this, but if I am, I would be.
Matt After Dark.
I would be quiet about it. Like you're not gonna fucking be loud.
No,
about
even if
that.
the house is empty, you don't fucking full volume. Are you crazy?
Like you know what I mean?
What
That's
an asshole. Randy is just the worst.
You know what I'm saying? Even if it's been weeks for this guy, okay? Like
Weeks.
that's ridiculous. Like he's got a wife too. He can
Yes.
fuck his wife. Get his wife to jack him off. I don't understand. Like what is going on?
No, an old fashioned.
Oh, an old version.
No, old
You
fashioned.
know she's good at it. God damn it.
Oh.
Well, I guess he doesn't know. She hasn't gotten there. She hasn't shake weighted.
And she hasn't got. Yeah, she hasn't shake weighted, Matt. She hasn't shake. She needs to shake weight.
So here's what happens at Kyle's house. The Brofkowskis are sitting and
Mhm.
watching news, as we showed you. The news reports that the state of the internet, showing scientists trying to communicate with the internet, which is portrayed as a giant Linksys-style wireless router in
Because why wouldn't it be?
in an underground cave. When Kyle
Oh.
sees that the internet on TV, what the issue is, he realizes what the problem is. So Kyle sets out, and as he arrives at the internet, Kyle is apparently said to be said to be the last hope. And the news guys all talking about it like, you know, dramatic and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, chance. So Kyle then he arrives and he's gonna figure it out. And it's the easiest, simplest thing that any fucking technician will tell you, no matter what you should do, whenever you have a problem with any electronic these days. Unplug it, turn off the power, plug it back in, turn the power back on. It's not that hard. Try that. Always try that first. Try it a couple times. And if it doesn't work, then there might be other issues. Then you might have to look up some shit. But a lot of times, reset your shit.
Exactly, Matt. Exactly.
Reset your shit.
And it's that's all it. And these days, y'all, you can do that on the gosh darn phone.
Reset your shit.
Phone.
All right, so let's jump into that clip. As I mentioned, the news guy announcing Kyle as America's last.
The clip that gets all your clicks.
This is our last chance. With
Is
nowhere
it?
else to turn, the government is going to allow one brave 9-year-old boy to attempt his method to get the internet running again.
Are they?
It all comes down to this. Can the little Jewish boy reason with the internet, or will it be gone forever? All clear for procedure. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
They're all looking on.
Kyle walks up to the router. Kyle grabs the plug of the router, unplugs, replugs. Not 30 seconds, but that's okay. Oh my
Look,
God.
the flashing yellow light is steady green now. He did it. I've got internet. Me too. Internet activity in all sectors, sir.
Immediately pulls up Drudge Report because of course it would back in that day.
I've got internet. Me too.
Oh,
It's back.
it's beautiful.
It's back. It's back.
We have a job scan.
Working. I can chat with my darling Amir now.
And then, of course, Amir.
Shelly Marsh?
What?
It's me, Amir.
Amir, your boyfriend, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, fucking asshole.
Hey,
your family came here too, huh?
Yo, you guys kept
Yeah.
smashing the whole time.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess I'll email you as soon as I
It's
get back
definitely
home.
how it
Yeah,
is.
okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, change dude.
We back together.
We back together. We back together.
To be that age, doing that kind of relationship.
And so, what have we learned through this ordeal?
Why is he dressed? Oh my god.
Okay, before we get there, let's talk about here. So back at the campsite where everyone is celebrating the return of the internet, Shelly, as you heard, is eager to start mailing Amir again. Amir shows up, and Amir walks away with a promise to email her again. He's great. We're blessed together, and this is my guy. And then eventually, I'm gonna send him an email of finger myself.
All right.
Randy later gives a speech that the internet is not to be taken for granted, and we have to show it some respect. And people should not overlog in, and that porn should only be viewed at a maximum of twice
a day.
Or no, 2 times, 3 times max per day. And that's how the internet. That's how the episode ends. So let's go ahead and we'll pull out, and it ends like with this quiet music you'll hear in the background.
It really does.
It went away. It came back.
But
for how long, we do not know.
We cannot
take the internet for granted any longer. We as a country must stop overlogging.
Yeah.
We must use the internet only when we need it. It's easy for us to think we can just use up all the internet we want. But if we don't treat the internet with the respect that it deserves.
Oh my god, what is this?
So passionate.
So let us learn to
live
with the internet, not for
He's
it.
about to get shot by toilet paper.
Mention though, let's live with the internet, not for it. Though that's a good message.
There's definitely an ecological movie behind this.
Use the internet for porn twice a day, max.
Good to see it.
Best Randy shot ever. There it
I love
is.
that in the poster.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like a one of those blankets that you put on the wall.
with the fucking Native American shit he's got.
The whole thing, a single tier.
Yeah, the single tier. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come right back on the other side after a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed. You'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review.
You're listening to Suck My Balls.
And we're back now on the other side. Dane had heard that before. That was before he joined the podcast. That's, of course, when we linked up with the TikTok sensation there, Fernando Ufrit, and he's on Instagram and all those different places and outlets. He goes live every week, so go check him out. And he does like a lot of songs in the voice of Eric Cartman. But he's also a very talented musician, so go check him out. He got a lot of people that support him, and I'm sure you'll find his style of music pretty cool. So let's get into some trivia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I tell you each and every week, and it's this gosh darn truth. I can't not lie about it right now.
Nope.
I am not the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. Okay, I am I'm not a trivia god like Joe Vernola is, who's not here. He's still in the men, but he should be back with us. This is episode 4 without him. We're getting close. Joe said that the last update, his doctor said he's getting better, but he probably just can't, exert too much of his voice. We recommended a voice box, like Ned from South Park. But
Joe Vernola.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Joe Vernola, and I'm about to read some trivia. Cartman and Kenny only appear briefly after having no dialogue. Yeah, that's right.
Dialogue.
Cartman and Kenny don't have any dialogue after only appearing briefly. The scientist manning the digital communicator bears resemblance to Steven Spielberg. He's one of the army guys. Shelly Marsh, Shelly, has a new boyfriend in this episode. This is her second boyfriend, of course, the first being Skyler from Cat Orgy.
It was a huge dick.
Reach for Skylar. No, Skylar. I'm only 14. God, I'm only 12 or whatever. I'm only 12. God. Yeah, I want you to put out for me, though, bro.
I hated him.
You can't stop me, babe. I gotta go off and live my dreams with
He was a
Timmy,
dick
the
in 2
Lord of the
episodes.
underworld. He did, redeem himself. All the bizarre fetishes Randy explores in the simulator, as well as when he is on the computer, actually all exist, including Brazilian fart porn.
I mean, of course it does.
In fact, to be quite honest, and now that I'm reading this, the latter's audio was directly used in this episode. Did not know that. So there you go.
Ooh, okay.
Having successfully blocked off any view with his rear view mirror and completely filled the back window with luggage, not to mention partially blocking a fair portion of his front window as well, it is a small wonder that Randy was not stopped and given multiple citations as he was driving to California. However, it is probably assumed that there are no police available and waiting to give him a write-up due to the fact that there is no internet, despite the fact that, at least at the time, the internet was actually not necessarily a component of everything yet.
Right.
It's 2008, you know what I mean? But it does hold up because it definitely is that way now.
Yep.
Dane, would you like to read some pop culture for us, sir?
I would, and the references to pop culture are thick and aplenty. It was a good harvest this episode, Matt. First off, the plot of the episode broadly parodies, and this is where we're going to finally figure this out, the 1939 John Steinbeck novel, The Grapes of Wrath.
The
black and white
of Wrath.
The black and white scene of the transient camp is a parody of a similar scene in John Ford's 1940 film adaptation of The Grapes of Wrath. The latter plot more generally parodies the California gold rush of the mid-19th century rather than The Grapes of Wrath, its effects on the settlement of California especially. The ramshackle, almost destitute nature of the encampment and the jobless, homeless attitude of its residents rather resembles the Hoovervilles of the 1930s. In The Grapes of Wrath, the Joad family does briefly stay in Hooverville in California. If you don't know what that is, I don't either, so look it up. When Sharon Marsh is telling Shelley to get off the computer, you can see a poster behind her which said Sadie Dakota, which is an obvious spoof of Sadie Dakota. It's Hannah Montana. A billboard for the musical Hairspray is seen in the jump cut to New York. I think it's also seen when he's man time. When he takes Sharon to a bunch of Broadway plays. Anyway.
Man time.
It's a blowjob.
Blowjob. Would you like a blowjob? Yes, I'd like a blowjob. Would you like a blowjob on football Sunday?
The scientist playing notes on the keyboard to communicate with the internet is a reference to Close Encounters of the Third Kind when they did it through musical notes. Kyle Broflovsky's final, if non-vocalized, solution of the no internet problem is turning the router off and on again. Did you try to turn it off and on again? The final scene is a parody of the Steven Seagal film On Deadly Ground. So very close with Schindler's List. I don't think so. I read that a little wrong. When Randy sneaks in the building to use the computer, he logs on to Yoo-Hoo, which is a parody of the Yahoo internet browser, which is an internet browser?
Yoo-Hoo is also a great chocolate drink.
Yeah, I can't have those anymore, man. I'm addicted to them so hard that if you bought me a pack of them, I would drink them all in a fortnight. And a fortnight being 30 minutes.
I used to have that problem, so I would ration them. You know what I mean?
Nope.
What you do, okay? Here's what you do.
Okay.
Only put in one at a time inside the fridge, and you leave the rest in another place that's like hard to get to. So every day you got to climb up there, you got to grab that one Yoo-Hoo, then you come back down, then you stick it in the fridge, and then you wait for that Yoo-Hoo to cool up. So you probably forgot about it 30 minutes, hour later, and you think, oh my God, I can have my Yoo-Hoo. Boom, you drink your Yoo-Hoo.
Matt, I don't think you understand how weak-willed I am. Okay? Okay? I would, if I did that, I would literally buy a stool, a fucking footstool on Amazon, and then just solve the own thing that I just did. Like if I put a lock on the fridge, I would buy a lock picking kit over time. And by over time, I mean the next day.
Well, I mean, you'd have the key, so there's no, oh, look at you, kitty. Hello, kitty. Nice to see you. Thanks. Welcome to SMB, a Suck My Balls South Park review.
Thank you for saying that to my cat. He's been here for a minute. He's getting lots of pets. So if you're watching visually, you're getting it all. But if you're not watching visually, you're missing out on good cat pets. Several characters seen in the episode have laptops with watermelon slices branded on the front of them. Matt, what do you think that's a reference to?
Could be a reference to another fruit that was popular. Could be a reference to the fruit of underwear. No, of course, it's to an apple. And Mac.
The fruit of fruit of the loom. The fruit of the loom. All right.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's one thing about your continuity. At the beginning of the episode, Stan's browser is open to YouTube, which we mentioned is spelled in like the real life page at the time. There's also a page of Oprah Winfrey's video. Oprah Winfrey's video. There's also links to Chris Crocker and Numa videos on the same page.
I think I even saw Tron Guy.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, that's your continuity. That's your references to pop culture. And of course, the trivia. Dane, please regale us with what you liked and maybe disliked about this episode.
I don't like your fucking tone. What I liked about this episode, is the entirety of it. In all honesty, it's one of those that the A story flows so well that you can have a singular idea in the writer's room and actually pull it off and kind of stray away from the time old tradition of like since like season 3 on, like to literally have A and B stories, which they figured out. But, this one really works for the A story. What I disliked, I don't know. Not a lot. I mean, sometimes it drags a little bit when it's like, really piling on the fact that this is like fucking destitute 1890. But like, other than that, it's pretty great. When they say the blinky thing went to solid green, I'm like, yep, that's how people talk. That's legitimately how people talk. Matt?
Okay, so I think that the episode lacked a lot of additional characters. I stood up because I wanted to get something for you, Dean. Light Cartman.
I
can't see it because it's blurry. Sorry. There you go. Cartman. There he is.
Oh, hey, Cartman.
It lacked more Cartman.
Oh, man. I used to have like all the carnival plushies.
Well, this is
I had so much South Park stuff.
This one's official.
I know.
2008 Comedy Central. All rights reserved.
I just want to make a bag of money, like the first bag. And like when people like get like a chain or like new teeth, I just want to go on the South Park like store and just add all the things. Just like add all of them and get packages straight for a month.
So I felt it lacked more Kenny, more Cartman.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard episode to go back, as we were talking offline. It's just an episode they've replayed so much over and over now, and because it's not like an episode where you just like are laughing out loud at all the jokes, you're kind of like, okay, that was a good episode.
Yeah, it was. That was fun. South Park is never bad. It's only just okay.
Sometimes it's meh or good. Yeah, and it was definitely that. This episode's definitely okay. Okay.
But still so good, and it gave us that classic shot of Randy and his ectoplasm attack.
Okay. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there wasn't too much that I disliked or liked. Like I said, it just was kind of what it is. I'm trying to think, was there anything like that made me laugh out loud funny as I think back about overlogging? I mean, the ectoplasma scene is pretty synonymous. Everybody who really likes this episode.
It's like a classic.
Everyone likes that scene of
like a
Randy
classic.
It's the spooky ghost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The one guy who just wants to click the advertisements, the pop-ups about the cat dancing. I like that quick quip about just how people back then were just clicking on pop-ups.
Click the dancing kitty and you could win a prize.
No,
I didn't put in my address.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. What else? I guess the satirization on the fact that everybody relies on the internet so much so, and even back then, what was maybe kind of a parody of what it could be now. If we did lose the internet, how would people react? You know what I mean? Would they freak out? Would they go, as we talked, go down and get a digital converter box and some rabbit ears so you could pull down the satellite and convert it to your TV?
It would be a bad time. And I think that like almost immediately someone would step in and satellite us. If we couldn't get like connective internet in our current infrastructure, they would just satellite us, and then everyone could probably just exchange boxes for boxes.
People with the cable would be fine because they would just be like, I just turn on the box.
The worst part, though, is that like without like the normal ways of getting internet in our current infrastructure, like that satellite shit is going to be controlled by like one. You thought your ISP choices were bad now. Imagine the entire country having one or two ISPs.
Well, what it'll be is a lot of satellites will just launch up, and we'll have a more congested and clogged like atmosphere of satellites flying around
And it only takes one of them to just destruct, to just even lose pieces. And those things literally, as gravity taught us, become bullets. And not just bullets. Bullets go faster than any bullet on Earth. Like all satellites are fucked. And then we just have this rotating Saturn-like ring of garbage.
I think we need to stop because we're giving away the plot point of some TV movie series we're going to develop here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for another edition of SMB. Fucking South Park review. Let's go. So angry. I had to get that out of South Park. In linear fashion. Thank you for joining us once again. You can go ahead and check out Linktr.ee SouthParkPod. You can go ahead and go to SouthParkPods on the Twitter, South Park Podcast on Instagram, and South Park Pod every
Pod
else.
Pod.
Of course, I'm your host, Nick Heat, and I can't be beat. And guys, time of the year is so very, very dry and hot.
It so is.
Summer's coming. It sucks, but we love it. Your boy, MSG. If you want to book me as an actor, go to Matthew_Shaver.
He's talented. He's comedic.
Go to
He's
Danny.
dramatic.
Go to Danny Agency, look them up, and contact them as my agent representation. I do act as well. I can tell people that now. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we want to give a shout out to our boy, the doctor of thugonomics, scooponomics, polyphonics, gangsteronics, the man who's got the plan. He's got a voice, but right now he's on the mend. Shout out to our boy, the 2022 South Park Red Rocks Day 1 Trivia Champion. A trivia God. Joe Vernola. Go ahead and check out CremosProWrestling.net. If you're in the Denver area, you can go ahead and get your tickets now. They're live every month at the Roxy. You can also get on Fight TV and watch all their shows. Their whole catalog, it's all up there. Go check it out. I don't know what's coming up. It's every month. So go check it out. Because every month, just like this man that I'm going to introduce next, they provide you with great professional wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the man that solicits those picks to get your clicks. He's the man who's like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm pretty fucking awesome. I can fucking do it however I want.
I can do what I want. And what I want to do is tell you about our next wrestling show, our professional wrestling show, The Best, this side of the River City, March 28th, Sunday, March 28th. And guys, we're going to open up early enough and close up in just the same amount of time as usual. You get the full show, but we might be having the AEW pay-per-view watch party with full talent roster. Yeah. Coming your way right afterwards. But we'll have you out in time so you can see that pay-per-view for yourself. So come on by. Tickets will start at $12. Go to @DerbyCityW on any social platform to get updated when those tickets come out. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it has been our freaking pleasure to bring you another South Park review.
Oh.
We can't wait to see you once again next week on another edition of SMB. Well, we will have a guest, Joe Moran. He's coming back for super fun time. What happens when Butters and Cartman decide, or at least Cartman decides he doesn't want to go to the stupid Pioneer reenactment bullcrap. He wants to go to super fun time, and he takes along Butters with him. But Butters will not let go of his hand because he is his accountability. Find out next week what happens when the Burger King gets robbed and come into the Pioneer Village. I'm your host, Matt Chaffer. That's Dane Becker. This is SMB. South Park fucking review. And if you don't fucking download this podcast and click like and subscribe right now, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. I'm gonna be so fucking mad that you didn't do it. And you didn't do what I was telling you to do. Do it.
Matt will find you.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Download the podcast. Hit the like button right now. Just hit the fucking like button. Hit the 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 like button.
Be who you want to be.
Subscribe. Subscribe.
Matt.
Subscribe.